Hello, my name is Rodney Berry. I had a young lady contact me last week, and it's just been tearing my heart out since I spoke with her by private message on social media. She contacted me with the tone of voice that she was in dire straits over a man that she works with and works for. His name is Jacque Fresco. He is in the news quite often. He's a scientist and a architect, an inventor. He's an amazing man. And he's 100 years old. And this young woman, with the faith of her heart and her desire to save the man that she loves, Jacque Fresco, she asked me just point blank, can you save Jacque Fresco? I told her if the Derivify algorithm was in place and if he has at least 5 years, 5 years left of cell reproduction, we can save Jacque Fresco. But I told her it is very doubtful right now because I do not have my Derivify algorithm in place and in production. It takes 3 to 5 years just to grow the first crops needed that have been processed and grown on land that has been processed through the Derivify algorithm and methodology. It cuts my heart out. I've been thinking about it every day. A great man, Jacque Fresco, is an amazing man. He wants only good for the earth. He wants good for mankind. He's 100 years old and he deserves many more centuries of life. He deserves decades of life. Another century, half century. He deserves this. He's done great efforts in his life. He should receive this, and science can now give it to him if we can just bring into being the Derivify algorithm. The Derivify algorithm takes a lot of money, takes a lot of land, needs production facilities. All these things I have not in my possession. I ask for funds each day. I have had other people down through the years ask me, could I save their parents? Could I save their grandfather? And it cut my heart out. I say, we need millions of dollars. Do you have millions of dollars? They said, no. I said, can you reach? I tell them, promote. Go find us millions of dollars and we can save your grandparents. We can save your mother and father. My grandparents are dead. My mother and father is dead, and it kills me because I know for over 100 years, and I say 200 years, science has had the capability to heal, to rejuvenate those who have aged. Aging is not a disease to where the body has existed for a length of time, so it's breaking down. Aging is a disease that we have an infection on the atomic level that all biocells on earth, from plant to insect to animals, all biocells on earth have the same infection, is the reason everything ages and dies at the same rate. It's not this body as a whole that's infected, it's each individual biocell that makes up this body that is infected. That's why the body ages at the same rate. That's why the animals in the fields age at the same rate. It's due to every single cell of the body having the sonic plague, is what I call it here at Adam and Eve Data Word Research. The senesonic plague or the sensonic plague, due to the many acids made by this subatomic and macro, it's on a macro level, we're attacked on the macro, micro, atomic, subatomic, even massless levels. Our body is attacked each day, the day long, by us bringing in this infection through the air we breathe, through the surfaces we touch, through the foods we eat, through the liquids, the water, the liquids we drink. Anything we eat, anything we touch has this infection on it or in it. We eat it, we ingest it each day. Science has proven this very recently, which the ancients knew this. If you fasted, it improved the health of the body. Science has just proven my Gerivify algorithm, and that I have found the infection that causes mankind to decompose while they live. We're not breaking down because the body has a system of repair, a natural system of repair. If this system of repair, the stem cell system, and all the multi-purpose cells, if it was not under attack and dying in battle each day and having to fight a battle against a disease on a very small level, we would have a healthy body. We would be strong and healthy, all of us, and we would live in 2 centuries. The stem cell system is under attack. It has to repair. It has to make new cells to fight different infections of the body each day. And it has to rebuild the body, all this while fighting a war of life against death. I ran into a woman years ago that affected me so dramatically, like this has affected me horribly. This young woman contacted me for Jacque Fresco. Yeah, it's killing. It's just tearing my heart out. I mean, it's just stabbing me in my. Anyone I see die in the news, any famous person, the old people down the street. I had a guy died down the street here. It's just killing me. I mean, just every time I see it, I say, my God, I could have saved that man. I could have saved that woman. I had a woman years ago. I was a very young man, and I had been electrocuted under a building. So I thought of death, and I thought deeply about life every day after that. But I was working inspecting buildings at that time. I would go to buildings, and I had to find what was needed to bring it back into a livable condition. And they sent me to an older house to where I rang the doorbell. And like I said, I was a young man, and I rang the doorbell, and I'm waiting. And all of a sudden I hear this voice. It was the most amazing, articulate, strong, youthful, elegant, beautiful voice. I mean, just amazing, so articulate. Called out to me, "Sir, would you come in? The door is unlocked." And I said, "Oh man, I'm serious." It was just the most shocking thing that ever happened to me. I straightened out. I said, "Wow, this is going to be such an articulate, such an amazing woman. I've never heard such a voice." I'm telling you, in the existence of earth, I don't know if there had ever been such a voice. I walk in the door and I look and I don't see her at first. And I look around the room, and then she started talking, and I looked down in this corner, and there was a 96-year-old woman in a pile of clothes, setting up linen, towels, clothes, and I was in shock. It just so happens at the time I had been exposed to a man that was a ventriloquist that lived down the street from me at that time, and he could throw his voice. And this was such an amazing thing to hear this 18-year-old, 20-year-old voice coming from this decrepit woman sitting in a pile of clothes, sitting in a pile of linen and clothes. I was just in shock. It startled me. I mean, I was in shock. I kept examining her. And I said, am I being fooled here by some chance? This woman's soul, her mind, her energy, so vibrant, so crisp. Just to hear her speak, it was just thrilling. I mean, it gave me, at first I was tingling, having goosebumps. I said, my God, what a spirit. I've never heard such a thing. And then suddenly I was in sorrow and agony. I said, look, she's here. She should be able to leap up and live. Her soul, her mind, her spirit, her character is so alive, so vibrant. She spoke to me that day, and she told me how she was once a teacher, how she loved literature, and how she wanted to read each day, but her eyes had now left her. I was in shock, and I left there, and I went home, and I was in near tears. I'm telling you, that's how much it affected me. And I said, man, it is sad that people have to live such a short distance of time, such a short existence, and then become so decrepit and then die. I guess it was maybe 8 months later I learned of her death. And, then you go through spiritual things. Then you go through religious thoughts. I thought, my God, surely that voice, that energy is somewhere right now being an intellect, being a mind, being a soul, a spirit. How could the body of that woman die and have such a vibrant voice, such a vibrant spirit? She could have been a voiceover for, for cartoons or whatever. Disney would loved her. It was just amazing to see such a spirit in such a decrepit body. And I tell you, it ate my heart and it eats it today. Just standing here talking about it nearly brings me to tears. Jacque Fresco, a young woman distraught, wanting this 100-year-old man saved. And we have the possibility of saving Jacque Fresco at our disposal here, at our fingertips. The Gerivify algorithm. I had a man not too long ago that upset me very greatly because I run into a lot of negative feedback on my sites, and I run into a negative feedback on social media. I thank science and thank the great creator cell, the stem cell. Some people see what I'm telling them, but naturally it is so often those that do not have the funds to back me and my Gerivify. But I have a lot of negative feedback, and I had this one gentleman that told me, "Oh, you're talking about Jenny Craig." I told him, I said, my friend, it's a good thing that we're not, in a close vicinity of one another. I might punch you right in the face. This has nothing to do with Jenny Craig. This has nothing to do with a Nutri-System of any kind. This, my friend, is the food of the gods. I told him. The Greeks foretold of this system. The Greeks foretold of the elixir of life. And what my serum elixir is an elixir that is filled with life. The specially grown foods, the entire lands, the entire fields, anything involved in this food must be put through a special process. The ground ripped from the earth, brought to a processing plant, processed, reinstilled into the ground. What in the hell would that have to do with Jenny Craig? I have found the process that will heal any man or woman of aging. In 7 to 10 years, they will be in the midst of rejuvenation. It will take place right away, but to be, as science has proven, it takes 7 to 10 years for every cell in the human body to be replaced. There's a young woman in the news right now, Liz Parrish, a young woman I have great respect for because she desires to heal aging. She went through a process that they've developed at BioViva. And like I say, I respect Liz Parrish very much. And then they said that she had been brought 20 years of youth given back to her immune system and other cells of her body in just 6 months. And I had to doubt that because science has proven that it takes 7 to 10 years for every cell in the body to be affected and replaced in that length of time. Now, I'm not throwing that doubt on Liz Parrish. Maybe 7 to 10 years from now, we might see a young woman standing there where a 45-year-old woman was once standing. Maybe we've jumped the gun on this. I've had other men speak against, derogatory statements towards her system. But we have to wait 7 to 10 years before we throw any doubt, total doubt to Liz Parrish. She needs 7 to 10 years for her system to be realized if it works. My Gerivify takes 7 to 10 years for a rejuvenated human being to be standing there. But I tell you this, in 7 to 10 years, you will suddenly begin to actually grow. Your body being healed so much, your stem cells no longer under that massive attack to where instead of having to make multi-purpose immune cells the day long, the stem cells can be building bone, can be building skin cells, can be replicating themselves as bone cells, as the muscle cells. They can go around repairing the human body the day long instead of having to fight a war, a battle of life against aging and death. So I'm doing this simple video here. It's been tearing my heart out. Jacque Fresco, 100 years old. If we had the Derivify algorithm and serum elixir, if we had it now produced and we had the foods grown ready for consumption, then Jacque Fresco would have another lease on life, would have decades to look forward to. Instead, the people that love him, like this young woman, she works with the man. She is involved with the man. And you could just tell in her message that she is distraught that this unique character, this unique human being, Jacque Fresco, is soon to have to perish. And she said, can your Derivify algorithm, her question, can your Derivify algorithm save Jacque Fresco? And it can do so. It could do so right now if the system was in place. It is a major project. I need millions of dollars. I need acres and acres of farmland. I need production facilities. I need scientists. I need chemists. This is going to cut loose a massive change to the earth, but it will begin in a small nucleus of scientists, farm workers, the people that invest in this. Their families themselves will be the first to be healed of the disease we call the pandemic, Sensonic plague at Adam and Eve Data Word Research. It is time that this system is put into place. It is time that the human beings such as Jacque Fresco, such as the old man and old woman down the street, it is time that they are saved. We've had the means now for over a century, and I say 2 centuries. This process could have been developed that long ago, and we had scientists, researchers that were speaking of it. And then what happened to them? They died. They were distracted by wars. They were distracted, great scientists that were thinking of aging, but suddenly they were distracted by plagues to where they had to concentrate on these plagues, these flus, these pandemic flus, these pandemic diseases, everything from polio, every disease imaginable. They were having to concentrate on it as a single effort, a single disease. But all these diseases are caused by the pathogens, the atomic pathogens that is the Sensonic plague that infects and kills every biocell, every life cell on earth, from plants, animals, insects, every animal on earth, every plant being killed by a deep infection that infected the cells that made these plants thousands of years ago, thousands of centuries ago. The cells that made these plants were infected when they made these plants. The animals that were developed by these microbes, these bacteria, was it bacteria? The mighty stem cell, the mighty creator of life, the stem cell. Do we dare call this a bacteria? I don't think so. But these microbes that made the plants were infected. We, this day, with the powerful thing we call science, can now heal mankind. If this disease must take plants, so be it. If this disease must take animals, so be it. But mankind has the power to stop this disease in his own species. The Homo sapien can save themselves. Right now. I again call out for investors, partners. I had to make this quick video. It's been tearing my heart out. Jacque Fresco is near death. Many other men, women around the earth near death that we could save. And it is disgusting to me. Please examine my website. The link here is in this post. Please examine my website and join me in now the healing of Jacque Fresco's brothers and sisters around the earth. His generation, we could still save some of Jacque's generation if we hurry. They deserve it. My name's Rodney Berry. Have a good day.